about a little bit more tomorrow. When you try to analyze the costs involved, the FDIC to some extent boxed themselves in when they decided to raise the insurance premiums. Because the way this works is that the insurance used to be $100,000 per deposit. And in a situation where the FDIC would close down the bank and then they would pay off the depositors, the costs were $100,000 per the insured deposits. What normally happens, if you want to try to figure out what banks are going to fail or what banks are in the worst shape, just go and try to get a rundown of who's paying the highest interest rates. Because usually the worse the bank, the higher the interest rate. And it was always a safe investment under $100,000. So now what you're seeing is the shakiest banks are now paying the highest interest rate, and the cost to the FDIC has gone up 2.5 times because they've now insured the deposits up to $250,000. And all of this was done during the crisis, back in September. So, I mean, to some extent, that boxes the FDIC in as to what they can do. Because now if they start closing these banks and paying out the deposits, it's going to cost them 2.5 times what it would in the old days, especially since these banks are attracting the most deposits because they're paying the highest interest rates. So I think what you're going to see in the future, at least as I said, the newest trend is more of the open bank assisted sales. But when they do that and they don't put a bank into receivership, then you have all the issues with the stock purchase, etc. Like WAMU, when they did the receivership in the assisted sale, when WAMU was put into receivership, it's like a bankruptcy. All of the shareholders of WAMU are wiped out. When they did the open bank assisted sale with Wachovia Citibank, what initially happened was Citibank bid a certain amount for the shares of Wachovia, and then a couple of weeks later, Wells Fargo came in and bid more, and the Wachovia shareholders benefited from it. So all of these different permutations have different costs that are associated with the FDIC, and they all allow the FDIC to use their powers in different ways.